What's going on, guys? Mark here, big critique. Sorry if any of you actually missed me yesterday. It was a long day. The fiance had a work trip, and so just didn't have time to log on to do this. But I had a conversation with a friend yesterday, an old friend of mine, who's very much so in the user experience world, and we were talking about these critiques that I do. And I wanted him to come on and do a critique with me because he's got really years of experience, and I feel like his insight would be way better than mine on how a website is properly constructed and all that. And he says to me, I want to, but I'm not going to do that with you because critiquing a website is very tough. He didn't want to put a negative connotation on what I was doing, which I appreciate, but I also understand why he doesn't want to. For those of you who don't know, I go onto different websites and critique them. I try to do it with as much as understanding and empathy towards the person who or business who put their website together. And I try not to do it in a negative way at all. I try to do it in more of a helpful, sometimes funny way, but it really never tried to be hurtful or negative about it. I always try to bring up positives and just constructive criticism towards whatever website or experience that I'm looking at. And really, who am I? Who am I to judge? I'm just one dude. I happen to have experience in the field. I happen to be doing this for 10 years, but certain things are just really relative to the ways that I think, just like everybody else. But I just wanted to talk about a subject he brought up, and we're definitely going to go way further into it. He's going to come on and do a Skype with me because he's in Canada and I'm in the US, and we're not going to be able to do that in person. But he's going to come in and do a Skype with me. But I think we're going to touch upon a topic of how, if you're a small business owner, how you should be thinking in order to construct your business. And, as somebody who's been working in web design and development for years, what happens is when as a consultant or a freelancer or really even an employee, when you are somebody that's putting together a website or even on a team of people that's putting together a website or a platform, software related, whatever, or almost anything in the business world. It doesn't even have to be software related. Excuse me, I just burped. Steak for breakfast, yummy. You really need to understand the entire needs and focus of the business. Not just if you're putting a website together. Sorry, I brain farted for a second, but anything, you really need to understand the needs of the business, And so there's so many, I label this user experience design because this really does fall upon user experience design, right? A ton of websites out there that are a little on the antiquated side as far as trying to understand who you're marketing to, right? A lot of small businesses will essentially say things to the extent of, oh, Amazon and eBay, or the big guys, we can never compete with them. And on a business level, you might be right. Amazon's cost, or buying, if they are reselling on their own platform, they're buying in way higher bulk and reselling way cheaper. But blaming anybody like that isn't really it's not going to benefit you in any sort of long-term way. What you really should be doing is you really should be trying to figure out well, all right, Amazon has innovated. And they've really found a way to take the consumer and really cater to them in a way that's been lucrative as fuck, really. I mean, Jeff Bezos has really done his thing, and everybody with Amazon gets pretty happy about it for the most part with regard to how long shipping takes and pricing of items and stuff like that. And Amazon itself has made so many people so very wealthy as far as drop shipping or setting up an e-commerce in general. People definitely shouldn't get so hurt by the fact that people like Amazon are out there. We should all try to figure out our own ways to capitalize on the internet, or just in general. You figure out who your end user is, and not that you exploit it, because again, that has a negative connotation, but you work with it in a way that benefits everybody. You provide a value to your end user, and you get yourself a nice profit or value, however that might be in return. That's it, really, So I'm not critiquing a website today. That's not what this stream is about. This stream is more so just about we need to identify problems more and who we're solving them for, right? So, like this podcast, and for example, my podcast, right? I was very undecided on what to do with this at first. And everybody's like, oh, you need to niche down, whatever. The thing is that there's so many different people doing so much different shit on here. You know, the amount of YouTubers out there that are getting views on things like, oh, how to make money on YouTube and how to grow your channel. I see a new one every single day, and they're getting, unless they're buying their subscriptions, which I don't want to have that assumption because I see comments and stuff in their on their YouTube channels. So like these people are all blowing up. So it's like, well, you know, everybody's making videos about this. What do I make videos about? So I'm choosing this. I'm choosing to try, you know, web design and development because I know a lot about it. I've been doing it for a while, and user experience design because I've seen what can go right and what can go wrong in businesses. So, you know, I want to bring something else up for a second to you guys. I have seen people who have highly antiquated websites. And I mean very, very old looking websites that look like they were done, I don't know, 10 years ago and just never really updated their design, both e-commerce and other sort of websites or whatever. But I know the owners on a personal note, and I know that they do very well. So the question is, does design matter? Does it really matter? And the answer is, it all depends. Sometimes, no, it doesn't at all. Sometimes it's 100% about your pricing for whatever you're trying to sell or the sort of value that you're offering and the experience that you offer your customer. If you do the right thing by your customer, and if you offer them something that's highly valuable to them, then they're going to keep coming back for more. It's not, design should 100% be the first thing on everybody's mind, and not just for aesthetics. Design is about way more than aesthetics, people. Design is about everything in life. You can design your day, right? Organizing, you can design how you're going to plan your day out. People might have the wrong idea for what design means. Design, in a lot of people's heads, like, you know, it means that the look and feel of something or whatever, right? The user experience design, that's really, really, really important. And it applies to almost everything. It applies to products. It applies to food. I'll show you my half-eaten steak. I'm in the middle of finishing it now. You know, when, sorry, when, you know, when a restaurant serves you, right, you don't think necessarily like when the food comes to you, like you think about the presentation, but what I bet most of you don't think about is the presentation in conjunction with, would you be as happy, excited, and satisfied with this meal if it was a lot less well presented? So if you go to a fancy restaurant and they bring you the steak and the mashed potatoes or the roasted potatoes and whatever other veggies they give you, spinach or string beans. There's one I'm thinking of in particular, or like sticks, not zucchini. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, I think they make your pee smell a little bit, right? I think so. These green fucking things. I don't remember. Anyway, if the chef gave those to you in a way that wasn't nicely presented, but it tasted better than anything you've ever had before. One second, sorry, siren. New York City's a bitch when it comes to noise pollution. These people. Tone these sirens down a little. Anyway, if the chef were to present you with this meal and it didn't look the way it did, but it tasted better than anything you've ever had before, I guarantee you, even on a psychological standpoint, you wouldn't be as satisfied because it wasn't presented in a way you were expecting. If you're going to drop $100 on a meal per person, right, you're expecting for a presentation to be incredible, but for taste to be there as well. It's all about the experience you give, right? So a lot of people get this mixed up. Again, I know people who have websites that look incredibly antiquated, but because of the products that they're selling, because of the experience they give their customers from a customer service and satisfaction standpoint, their business is fucking thriving. And there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, I 100% love, respect, and I really, really, truly appreciate nice design. But what I appreciate more, not even good customer, well, in conjunction with good customer experience and satisfaction and everything like that, and customer service in general, I really, really love good marketing. Love good marketing, because good marketing can be a make or break in your business in general, you know? Like, for example, there's a commercial that I don't even remember the name of the company, to be honest with you. I just remember what they did during the Super Bowl. I think it might have been a Mountain Dew commercial, but I don't remember 100%. There was a commercial on one Super Bowl, and all the commercial said was Funky Monkey Baby, right? Funky Monkey Baby. What the fuck does that mean? Nobody knows what that means. And no, it's not provocative. Maybe, I don't know, to some people it is, but nobody knows what the fuck that means. But what it did was it made the consumer be like, what the fuck? And then they went to their friends and they went like, yo, did you see a commercial from, we'll just call it Mountain Dew, because I think that's who it was. I don't remember 100%. Actually, fuck it. I'm going to look it up right now. You guys can't see this because I'm not screen sharing right now, but I already predicted my search. It was a Mountain Dew commercial. And if Mountain Dew had never done that, they would have never stood out. Their marketing team, I don't know if they did a large amount of narcotics the night before they met. They did this. If somebody fucking got drunk and fucked up and saw like a monkey and put the word funky in front of it, I don't know, but I thought that was fucking mind-blowingly brilliant. You see, the commercial, it doesn't even have to make sense. That's the beauty in marketing. It doesn't have to make sense. It just needs to stand out. It just needs to grab people's attention. And to me, between that and a good user experience, man, any product you make could literally flourish and you could become ultra successful. And I think that's really important to note. So I'm going to shut up because I've rambled for about 12 minutes, probably about nothing. No, on a serious note, I hope I've brought value to some people. And if I haven't, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, thank you guys so much for whoever ends up tuning in, for watching. Sorry this wasn't a critique. I don't know how many, maybe I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to continue. So just so you guys know, if you're still watching, I have a very special podcast that I'm doing tomorrow. I know you guys haven't seen me bring a guest on in quite some time, and that's because, again, I think I said this in the last episode I posted. It's not so easy between people's schedules and getting people to commit. It's not so easy to bring a new guest on every day or every week. Some weeks I might have 2 or 3, and some weeks I might have none. It's really hard to be consistent with that. But even though I can't be consistent, I'm going to try to post consistently about different topics. And so we'll see. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Tomorrow I'm going to post from, I might just be posting from a film festival. I don't know. We'll see. I'm really excited about it. Going to see a buddy of mine I met out in California. Awesome dude. Like off the bat, we hit it off at a dispensary, and he was just like, yo, dude, I see you're in the film world, or you're trying to break out, because I'm trying to break out into the film world as much as I'm doing this. And you know, he was like, come podcast, you know, I'm doing this fucking film opening in Tribeca. Come podcast with me, and let's hang out, let's have some fun. I've never been to a Tribeca Film Festival before, let alone podcasted about it. So I'm very, very excited for this. All right, guys, once again, I'm going to shut up now. Bye.